Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Sunday, November the 25th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. Last week of the month. Make sure you don't blow the month by forgetting about your money and risk management. Let's check the weekly gap. As you can see, most of the gaps have filled. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the euro yen hasn't filled its gap. As you can see here, it's moved 47 pips off the bottom, and it missed that gap by looks like maybe a pip. Let's see, the low was let's see, that close was 127.90. Yeah, so we've got 127.92 low, so 2 pips miss. Okay, looking back at the month, you can see we're still under the current midpoint and the previous month's midpoint. So once again, there's still some gaps to be filled if you want to play them. Now, when would you play the weekly gap? Well, you can see here, we're only talking, let's see, the open is, or the, that's 90. The open was the double O. So we would want to go short at the double O, thinking that price would then fill that weekly gap. Okay, so that's when we'd wait. Now, maybe if we look at the daily, maybe we'll start to develop a red candle here. We might want to go short off a buy zone off the red candle to go back towards that gap. That is a possibility. Okay. And here we go. You can see the pivot. You can see the buy zone. We were going to try and fade that gap. We just missed it by 2 pips. So right here, if you faded it right off the open, right there, you should have taken profit. It's a small profit, about 6 pips, but it's still profit. Okay, and then you turn around, you have the buy zone trigger heading towards the pivot, took it out, and that's that trade. Rat zone, we're only at a 47 pip range. You can see here how the zones are moving away. We just put in a high, and okay, we retreated 2 pips off that high. Next, okay, here's the open. There's the weekly pivot. It's already been taken out. Weekly R1 at 128.73. And you got the S1 down here for the daily and the weekly right there, only 6 pips separating them. Okay, and you can see here we still have 2 missed pivots. And right now, for a price action trade, we've got a 2-ball, so we would want to go short at 128.30. Now, if this pushes up and beyond, we might get a 2-ball or 3-ball over here. We'll be looking to short off of that 2-ball. And you can see here the daily, we almost touched that close, but not quite. Or did we? Let's see, what do we have here? Low. Nope, it just missed it by a tenth of a pip, according to this. And so you can see here, there was a long trigger here at the previous day's midpoint. Wick zones, almost hit the wick zone, turnaround bounced up through. We've got the holo setting up here, a short trigger at 128.339 if you want to trade off of that holo. And you can see here we had an inventory reduction bar long trigger at 128.35. There was one at 128.076. If you've been trading since the open, there was a nice trade. And you can see we've put in a short at 128, looks like 0.339. Expand that, yeah, 0.339. And as you can see here, we touched the previous daily and weekly low, bounced, and we're going back the other way. You can see here the price action at the tick level, just kind of skirting back and forth, nothing significant. And right here, though, we had a nice trigger here right off the Einstein line. Very simple trade. Your stop loss was never threatened, and you can see here it's just kind of moving back and forth. Chances are you should have probably taken profit right about there. And that was that. So, what can I say here? That's pretty short and sweet. On the weekly, once again, we still have some gaps to fill. Play the open cross on the euro yen. Maybe it'll fill that gap later this week. Can't tell for sure. But that's trading. So remember, on any of these gap fills, what you want to look for is price to come back, and you take the trade crossing over the weekly open and going to fill the gap. Or you can play it if off the daily chart, going with the daily candle color if it starts heading back towards that gap. That's how you can play it during the week. Let's see. I don't think I had any questions over the weekend. At least I didn't see any. So I hope everybody had a nice turkey day. You got your fill of turkey. And so this week, remember, risk and money management's always in effect. And it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks this week.